Welcome to the Nicole Small Show, where we give you straight talk with no chaser. Here, we discuss issues from the White House to your house. And now, here's your host, Nicole Small.
Good morning. One more day into election, and you don't even understand how I can't wait for tomorrow after 8 p.m. Let me start off by saying thank you to everyone who has supported this campaign. We feel good about the work that we have done. I know that I am truly humbled, and I'm not going to get so emotional about it, but I'm truly humbled and so appreciative about all of you who have stepped up to support. There was definitely a shift in this general election. A lot more people seem engaged. The support was even stronger, and I'm appreciative of that. But I want to talk today, before I get into some of the specifics of the election. Listen, Detroit, those of you who are backing this campaign, I want you to be proud of yourself. This is really a grassroots in the people's campaign, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so appreciative of you. You guys are passionate about it, and it is long overdue that the people of Detroit have this type of win. We know that what is going on in city government is against us, and it is not for us, and we deserve better. And I'm proud of you that you recognize that you deserve better. I'm proud of you for the courage to say, I'm tired of accepting this. I'm not taking this sugar, honey, and iced tea no more. I'm going to choose something different. I'm going to choose better for myself. And one thing I hope that you know is that taking home this win for city council means that, we will be on council to have real representation. To speak up. We have enough silence that's enabling this corruption that is resulting in the demise and the disenfranchisement of our communities. You have enough of that. You have more than enough of that. And the fact that some of you understand that supporting this campaign means that you know that you deserve better than that, that's not what's supposed to be going on. You are unafraid to have somebody up there to lift their voice, but more importantly, to exercise their power and to have a backbone that's made out of Teflon and not a backbone made out of cotton candy, because that's what you got enough of up there right now. It's like that spray cheese that come out of the can. They not standing up for you for nothing. And so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of you who see that there's a difference in this campaign. And after tomorrow, I am definitely, and I mean this, we feel good about this campaign. We feel good about the people that we have touched. I don't care what nobody says. Listen, we could pull this off, but no matter what, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the help that you have lent to this campaign. I'm proud of y'all diligence and how some of you stood 10 toes down, not all of y'all. Now, some of y'all talk a good game and everything, but that's all right, as long as you voted. What can I say? Everybody can't be a Harriet, and everybody can't be a Huey P. Newton. I get it. Some of you gave up after the primary, and that's all right too. Really, like to really support. That's okay too. And some of you wasn't never in it, but whatever. And even for you, we pull this off, we still gonna support you too and represent you, because this is really about the people. And that's what I hope that you know. I hope that I have led you to believe that while it might be Nicole Small name on the ballot, this is really a campaign for the betterment of the people in the city of Detroit. All of you who have been overlooked for so long, who keep being dismissed, and just pushed to the side when you have valid issues. I'm not talking about those of you who come with the craziness, okay? And I mean, it's a different kind of crazy. I'm in the midst of trying to stay motivated and to help others stay motivated. Y'all don't care. You will start calling me, trying to distract me with all kind of mess. but you're not willing to lift one finger to come out tomorrow and help the people of Detroit win. So why would you want to distract me? I see that too. I see that too. You want to take me over here to do something that don't have nothing to do. Now, these people have invested in helping to win this election, and you want to distract me. But I see that too. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But I really and truly, I just hope that Detroiters, those of you who have really said no more, I want you to be proud of yourself, because I am so proud of you. I wish you could know like all of the things that have been happening. But no matter what, we just persevere and we keep moving forward. We really and truly do. And people probably would never believe it. But the outpour of love and support, the words of encouragement, and let me say that, and those of you who really been praying, I've always said, like, I receive that and I appreciate that. I do. I really and truly do. And I know some of y'all that really are 10 toes down, and ooh, that means a lot. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But I did want to say thank you. And nothing can change that. Nothing can change how I feel about the people of Detroit who have really been pushing forward to say this some bull, and I know it's some bull, and I believe that this is the best option for city council, is this campaign right here, because it really and truly is the people's campaign. It's the people who got us this far. It is. It is the people of Detroit who got us this far. You know, a lot of these organizations and institutions and these so-called leaders, they fighting us tooth and nail. But this is about the backbone of the people. This is about the real Detroit, not that Detroit that's paper thin, that instead of having a wall of standards, they got an old little flimsy curtain. Okay, those people with that curtain for Detroit, that's not this campaign. This is a campaign for those who really and truly are sick and tired of being sick and tired and not just talking the talk. Because there's some people out here who want to cry, and I mean cry real tears, hoop and holler and all of that. And it ain't nothing but just for show. And it really and truly is. But for the rest of y'all, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's talk about this election. So a couple of things I find interesting. I always feel like it's elections like these that really show you a side of people that might surprise you. Not to get mad, it just might surprise you. So it's that part of it. I have learned that there is a high level of miseducation in our community, and people think it's a literacy thing. No, I'm talking about those who supposed to be on the top of the tier for being intelligent. They miseducated too. Don't have a doggone clue. Don't know their head from their tail for a lot of this stuff, right? And some of that is by design. You would think that the age demographic that was really entrenched and in the Coleman Young era, I just expected a different type of energy from them. Let me say that. That's what I expected. I expected a different type of energy from them. They know how manipulative people can be during election time, but they seem to have forgotten that. They seem to have forgotten the wealth that was built under the Coleman and Young administration. You know what else really kills me? It's mostly those people from that generation who have such a problem with my demeanor and my decorum and my approach. I said, oh, but the reason why a lot of y'all are Black millionaires or close to being a Black millionaire was because somebody had a worse demeanor and an approach than mine, right? Okay, it was stronger. Let me not say worse. You know, I ain't MF nobody on TV. I didn't. I didn't even cuss nobody out on TV, even though they ran commercials trying to say that I did. I didn't do that. And you know, I stand by. I ain't saying I don't cuss people out. I just said I didn't cuss nobody out on TV. That's what I said. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. Right? I didn't do that. I didn't tell all you white folks to take your so-and-so back across 8 Mile. I didn't say that. I just said you gonna be here. You gonna respect us. That's what I'm telling you. But I mean, black folks gonna respect us too. That's what need to happen. Not just the white folks. It need to be the black folks respecting us. All of that. All of that. That's what I said. I said bike lanes not more important than fixing neighborhoods. That's what I said. I said it and I meant it. You got the little white girl from Ann Arbor want to come around here, get on my post and tell me about you don't like protected bike lanes and you think streetscapes are bad. Shame on you. Shame on me. Now, see, that was the wrong thing for you to say. Go back to Ann Arbor, because I don't see y'all take a bus stop, slapping them up in the middle of the street and taking doggone bike lanes that's wide enough for a car. I just don't see that in Ann Arbor. But you want to come here and think that you're going to dictate what we need. I have the lived experience of Detroit, lady. But you know why folks like Megan or whatever her name is feel comfortable thinking that they can say that my demands for Detroiters are better, that I demand that the money was sent here to help the people in the neighborhoods, to improve neighborhoods and city services, that should go to people for relief who have water backed up in their house. You know, that's fecal matter and sewage, lady. Yeah, the money should go there first for neighborhood improvement, because that is a neighborhood improvement, not a doggone bike lane that somebody driving down. Okay? Yeah, that should be a priority. Sidewalks being fixed should be a priority. I keep telling you, these trees are dangerous. They falling on people's houses. Yes, they should be a priority. Megan. Yes, in Ann Arbor, because that's where you from. Okay, giving people more money for home repair. Yes, it should be a priority. But the reason why these Ann Arbor folks and these other folks think that they could come in here for 5 minutes and breathe the air and you act like it don't stink is because it's the Detroiters who've been here who opened up the door and paved the way. See, that path that you taking and that attitude that you displaying, you shouldn't be so comfortable with it. And you wouldn't be if it wasn't for us, right? Those of us who seem to forget how you got here, those of us who seem to want to just relinquish their power and cover their eyes and just act like everything gonna be all right. See, that's why them Ann Arbor folks and them other suburban folks, now she in a whole nother county, she in Washington. We ain't even getting the new folks from Wayne County saying that. Herself from Ann Arbor. But she ain't the only one. She not the only one. How you ever think you gonna have better by being silent and just hoping? How you think you ever gonna have better by just pretending? You not. You not. And that is what this campaign is about. This campaign really not for the weak. I get it. It's not. It's not. They not gonna break me. I don't want them to break y'all. I don't even think they understand. All they know is they just don't want us up there on city council. I get it. I know why they don't want us. Because they weak and they afraid. That's why they don't. They don't want to be challenged. They like some spoiled, privileged kids or a bully, right? You only as strong as the number of folks you got around you, because you're really not about that life. But some of these folks came out of the Coleman Young era, and you got an attitude with me. Oh, she too aggressive. Well, Nicole did, but you wasn't saying none of that back then, no. I know why these new school chicken littles is scared, but why y'all scared? Why you had such a problem with my approach, but you used to be rooting on Coleman Young? I'm just telling you, I ain't tell white folks to go back across 8 Mile. I didn't MF nobody. I didn't do none of that. But I do tell you the truth, that you a fool when you know that you being screwed over and you know somebody hurting your community and you support that. You are, and you turn my stomach. You turn my stomach that you gonna let them get out here and make a fool out of us. See, let me tell you, with these streetscapes and these bike lanes that white men in Ferraris driving their cars down in this city, they sitting smack dab in the middle of a community that's hurting. They're sitting smack dab in the middle of a community without access to water. They sitting smack dab in the middle of a community full of holes in their roofs. On out of 4 steps, the people might have 2 steps. People got wind whipping right through their house because they don't have no insulation. The people got a front door that I'm telling you that you talking about a huff and a puff. The little piggly would have knocked the door down. That's why. That's why I have a problem with those types of things. Because, see, those are not the priorities of those, the majority of us who have the real lived experience of being a Detroiter. That's why I don't support it. And it's stupid anyway. It's just stupid to take a bus stop off the curb and put it in the middle of the street, on a street that's only meant for 2-way traffic any doggone way. And now you gonna narrow it. It is absolutely absurd, and it is stupid. It is the epitome of idiocracy. And for y'all who supporting it, and you gonna tell somebody that improves your neighborhood, when you got blight over here, when you have people trash all over the doggone place, when you got trees falling, when your babies and your seniors can't even walk up and down the street, it's like a zigzag. They got to get in the street. They got to get back on the sidewalk. They got to get in the street. They got to get back on the sidewalk. So you don't know nothing about that, Ann Arbor. Because, see, in Ann Arbor, the streets damn near paved with gold out there. Concrete all level. You ain't doing none of this while you riding on the road because it's so doggone raggedy. You know, you don't know nothing about that. And it's all clean and everything. It's clean in Ann Arbor. It's real clean in Ann Arbor. Bus stops are covered in Ann Arbor. You don't have senior citizens taking their chairs so they can sit at the bus stop in Ann Arbor. They don't have that there in Ann Arbor. You don't have it in Royal Oak. You don't have it in Birmingham. You don't have it in West Bloomfield. I'm saying you don't have that lived experience, right? So don't come telling me about me being shameful. Don't come telling me about my approach, any of you, when you know it was just $1 billion on the table and you got city council sitting there up here saying, screw you with standing water in your home. Screw you who had your doggone car flooded on the freeway. Screw you with a neighborhood that looked like the little city of Beirut, like a war zone. See, that's why I'm mad. Because in those communities are women and children, are elders who have to endure that. Not because there are not enough resources, see, to fix the problem, because you don't have a backbone on city council to fix the problem. That's why. That's why. So, for all of you who say that you would rather have anybody but Nicole Small, that means that you would rather have any type of living condition for your people instead of having better. You would rather have mediocrity instead of having strength and solutions. That's what you're saying. I don't care nothing about if you like me. You know, I probably don't even respect the most of you at all. I probably don't. I don't respect you as a person, as your character. Yeah, I probably don't. So that's not it. But the fact that you don't want better for your people, I've learned that on this election, during this election, more than I ever knew before. And it's those who have benefited from strong leadership who are the worst culprits of this. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you that you're willing to represent people who talking about they gonna be on city council, gonna do all kind of stuff that they know is not within the power of city council. Shame on you. Because they not me. Because you know that they're gonna go along with the rubber stamp, and that's really why you support them. You don't really think that they're gonna do a good job. Even the newspapers, mostly everybody, they always gonna say, I know the facts and I'm the best prepared. They just don't want me now, okay? Because they know some stuff will change, but I expect that from them. Because they live in a good life. They live in a life of privilege, most of those people. That's right. And then it's those of you. But you're not the end all be all. And you're not gonna change me, not as far as how I feel about the injustices of my people. You'd rather select somebody who you know gonna be weaker than boiled fish in a hot pot of water. You'd rather support that, okay, than to support having some real representation and change for your people. But that's all right, because that's on you. Because I've done what I'm supposed to do, period. The people who are supporting this elect, they're doing what they're supposed to do. But you think about what you're doing to your people making these decisions. Think about it. And for those of you who were around when you had real strong leadership like Carmen, that is what I say to you. How dare you say anything about my behavior? I didn't cuss nobody out on TV. And I'm all right that he did. So I didn't tell white folks that they can go back across 8 Mile. I didn't do that. I did not do that. I just told everybody, you just can't come in here and think that you just gonna talk to people and treat people any kind of way and disrespect the people who've been here. And I mean that now. I do. I mean it. It is a time for some change. It's like everybody just home alone and get to do what they want to do around here. That's the problem. And you don't have no mama in the house to have some order. It's a whole bunch of unlawful disorder down there at city council. It's really the biggest problem. Truly, it is. It's a bunch of unlawful disorder, no rules and regulations. They all being broken. They don't care how they just sit up here and take the resources out of the mouths of the people while they hungry. And before they feed themselves, they'll go feed that leprechaun on the 11th floor and take it away from their own people. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they have done. That's what they continue to do. And I learned that some of y'all like it. You like it that way because you feel that it's more peaceful. I just never heard of peace in the middle of a war. How'd that work out? You don't even recognize that we in the middle of a war. We are under attack. And you talking about, oh, well, see, if you just, it'll be all right. Well, it can be better, is what I'm telling you. It can be better. But a lot of you don't even see the hurt and the fractures in our people in this community. I do. I find it hurtful when I know people are supporting tools of their own oppression. The ones that don't even know it is really the saddest part, right? That's sad. You rooting on somebody who cutting your throat. See, they've been cutting our throats for these last couple of years. The goal is to just cut our whole neck off for these next 4. You can process that however you want to, but that is the goal. Understand it and know it. You need to recognize it and do something about it, right? Then we got these proposals. Boy, y'all want to know what to do on these proposals. All right, look, I told you I support reparations. I do. I support it in a stronger form, though. And I just want you, boy, y'all, some of y'all was showing up quick to jump on this version of reparations with ain't nothing but a task force, but you didn't want that commission. No, you didn't want to support proposal people. You didn't. You had all kind of questions and everything, but somebody slapped this on the ballot because there's no resistance from a white mayor, and there's now support from a lackluster council people who didn't support it. I'm not talking about the ones who supported it the first time. I'm talking about the ones who didn't support it the first time, but now they're going to support this watered down version. So I just going to say this to you one more time. I think Ty Perkins has done some good work. I think he partnered on the wrong team this time to push this proposal out because he should have been partnering with the people. That's just my opinion. But I get the gist of what he's trying to do. I will say that I still don't support this version, and I'll tell you why. This is me, Nicole Small, because we the blackest city in this country. What kind of fool do we look like supporting a doggone task force? I mean, just think about that. So if they got on MSNBC talking about Detroit, the blackest city in the country, they got a reparations task force. But we supposed to be Detroit. We supposed to be about that life. We supposed to be so strong. We ain't supposed to take no BS, even though y'all let this doggone mayor come in here. He don't even live here, and he destroying everything, the last little bit that we have. But you know, we built for tough around here, remember? We gonna get a task force to address reparations. That's like being a flea on the elephant. Dang it, don't nobody. You ain't doing nothing. It's how I feel. A task force? Come on. What we doing around here? When are we ever going to increase our standards to have something that's substantive? This is too important. I want you to think about something. You're going to take the work of the former Honorable John Conyers, Joanne Watson, and others, brothers and sisters who've been working on real reparations for our people, and you're going to allow somebody to water it down to a task force? Do you know how many task forces you have on city council? Do your research. That's my problem. So we're going to accept a task force when we can say no and bring it back next year on the gubernatorial election and have something with teeth. I'm not ever going to support mediocrity for black folks. That's what I'm telling you right now. And if you got a backbone, you shouldn't either. And I'm going to tell you why it's dangerous. It is so dangerous to just take a task force right now, especially being the blackest city in this country, and especially being a super majority in the city of Detroit. Know this. Know this. And I know we got some of these folks around here who work with us. You just worked with us on Proposal P. Now you going to turn around and let somebody hijack your work and give you a task force? Come on, people. Come on. Understand the vision. Understand what they're trying to do to you. Understand who's trying to take credit for it. Right? Understand that. I know Keith Williams being the chair of the state Black caucus, but Keith didn't support us. He didn't support us until the end when prominent people, some of who I named, wouldn't support him on his reparations. Then he came around and act like he was supporting Proposal P in the last 5 minutes. Now that's the truth. Now you can get mad, glad, whatever you want to get. Now I'm telling you the facts now. Anybody tell you any different? I was there. I know. I know. So now you're going to hijack out the work of the people. Y'all need to always be suspicious when somebody come up with something that you put that forward. Proposal P. We received the proposals, the proposed revisions from you, the people of Detroit. Come on. What are you doing? And some of you who been there, you going around pushing this watered down version. You let new folks come in here. This is what I'm talking about. Now, see, let me tell you. Let me get real business-like on you. You know what wealthy folks who are in business, what they will call this? This is the stealing of your intellectual property, people. I'm just saying. And then they watered it down. And then if it passed, some folks gonna make money off of this. And it ain't gonna go nowhere, but I'm just telling you, some folks gonna make. I just want you to know how you being used. And I don't think this is like the song, use me until you can use me up, because you think it is so good for you. I think you just need to understand what's really happening here, okay? But I do support reparations. I support it in a stronger form. We the super majority in this city. How can a city with 87% Black folks, I don't care what they tell you about no city. Now they didn't took y'all down to 60-some%. When you done never walked around and you feel like it's 40% of other people and only 60% of y'all. I don't know no part of Detroit. Even with all this gentrification, I don't feel that way. I don't care. You have to show me that you actually surveyed every Detroiter to tell me that now we almost down to 60% of Black Detroit. So be clear about you in this reparations, because see, if you take this now, that establishes a standard that is so low. They have zero intentions of really doing something. All right. So that's me on proposal R. I'm not supporting it in this form. I would love to see not the other person, but definitely Ty Perkins to work with the people of Detroit who are proposing reparations when he writes the language and to get something stronger to get on the ballot next year. Now, that's what I would like to see. Then it's Proposal S. I know y'all believe Proposal S is going to be the way that you're going to get compensations for reparations, but you better think about that door that you opening up. Amend that doggone section of proposal if you want to, and you don't have no more safeguards in there. You think they taking your land and your houses now? Oh, baby, you just wait. You think that they taking this federal money that's supposed to come into the city that's supposed to be for you? You think they taking that now and giving it to these suburban contractors and allowing the corporations to benefit off of it? You gonna see that on steroids is what I'm telling you. And I know it's hard to believe that it could be any worse, right? But that's what you're gonna see if you support this Proposal S. Now, I get the concept, but what I'm telling you is no words in there that says that this can be used for reparations. You know why? Because that would be illegal. So how you gonna get compensation for reparations out of something that doesn't say that? Now, you know, because you don't have the administration right now to have the backbone to make sure that these things happen, is what I'm telling you. You don't have a majority of council. And I don't know what you about to get, what's going to come out in the rents tomorrow, because you know it's going to be all kind of stuff going on with this election. So you think about that door that you about to open up, supporting Proposal S. You better stop looking at the surface and you need to peel back the layers, is what I'm trying to tell you. And we haven't, and I keep telling you, we haven't won a proposal or a millage in a long time. In a long time. Now, if you open up this door as unorganized as we are as a community right now, okay? If you open up this door right now and you support that Proposal S, you're going to open up the floodgates for voters to be able to vote to appropriate money the way they see fit, which I would support because I support democracy in its strongest form. But what I'm telling you is our voters are easily manipulated. Look at the results of Proposal N. Look at the results of the 2017 local election. You did elect that leprechaun that time, okay? I'm quite sure he had some help with some other stuff, but you elected that one. You elected the other ones who had already been on there and didn't do anything for you. Are we really organized right now to open up the floodgates, to have voters to be voting on? Our voice should count at city council. That's what you need to understand. We should be able to apply the pressure to the council members to tell them, you're going to stop taking our damn money from the federal government. This is what I want you to understand. What they doing to you right now is like your congressperson or your state legislator saying, yeah, it should be an increase in the amount on your bridge card and the cash money that you get from welfare, and then a city council coming or that representative come and take it and put it in the pockets of somebody who rich. That's the same thing. It's the same thing, because this money is coming from the state and the federal government to help support the crisis that people are in the city of Detroit, and they taking this money and they throwing it down a rabbit hole. If you support this Proposal S, and see, this is where I know it's a disconnect from the person who wrote it. You don't know what's going on and how fractured we are on the ground that we can't handle that kind of pressure right now. Now, that's what I'm going to tell you. I said it. Grassroots can't handle that kind of pressure right now. We got some work to do. We got some work to do. And you haven't even educated us on this proposal. Lest you're going to slap something like this up on the ballot. It's dangerous. I get the reason, but it's dangerous right now. Y'all better understand it. You're going to get some more money. So there's the money come in, philanthropic dollars, federal or state dollars that are grant or stimulus dollars come in. We're going to open up the door for them to manipulate us to get us to vote against our best interest. Now, it's one thing when they up down there on that doggone 13th floor playing us like a fool, stealing from us. It's called malfeasance. Well, bribery now because the FBI down there. But however you want to dress it up, it's stealing, right? You taking the money from the people that was for the people and you giving it to somebody else. That's what you're doing. So it's one thing when they do that to you. It's going to be another thing you do it to yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, they're going to dress it up real nice. These rich folks, when they send you these mailers, when they give you these TV commercials, and oh my goodness, I didn't know. We got more actors as black leaders than we do black leaders really doing the work on the ground, because they on more commercials and brochures than anything I've ever seen. You know, they always acting until they want to tell you, oh, vote against your interests on Proposal P. They want to lie to you. Like the fact that you lie to your people. Nah, told y'all we need a rapid response for this type of behavior, right? So then they want to lie to you, and now they all doctors and everything, you know, telling you what to do for the vaccine, which I get it, that's what you support. But is you supporting the vaccine because you really think it work, or you supporting the vaccine because you getting money at your facility to have people tested and to receive the vaccine there? I'm telling you, you better stop just taking what people say. It's money in it, and they getting money. And some of them, you know, got a heart of poison, not a heart of good and love. They want to tell you to, you know, I want you to take the vaccine so we can help our community. How you gonna tell somebody that you want them to be vaccinated to help keep the community safe, but you standing right there with a jackal who got crap and sewage in somebody's house and you won't do nothing about it? How you gonna tell people that you want them to be vaccinated because you know what, I want to keep our community healthy, but you don't say nothing to the person who's stealing money from them, who overtaxing them so they lose their house, who taking the money to tell them that they can't get their porch fixed, they can't get their door done, they got to be on the list for 2 years to get the roof and the hole in their roof fixed, all of that, who not making sure that they have access to jobs. But you want better for your community. See, what I'm trying to tell you is you need to look at people's behavior before you just go along, because it's the reason why they telling you all of these falsehoods about this other money is because they getting the money for it, right? And so now you gonna tell me to go and come to your place and get vaccinated. That's because you getting money, not because you really want what's best. And so what I'm telling you is, for some of them people, don't go get your vaccination there. You go get your vaccination someplace else, because you don't help them get the numbers. Now, I said it and I meant it. Stop going to their places, because for every one of you to go up there to get vaccinated, they make money off of it. You better stop it. You better stop it. Stop it. If the people haven't been 10 toes down and been authentic with you, stop helping to fatten their pockets. Stop it now. That's what I'm telling you. Stop it now. Know what's really behind it. It's enough folks out here vaccinating you here. They come to your house now, which I think is kind of crazy. I don't know about that. You don't know them people and they getting out their car and everything. But anyway, I don't know. Every time I've been vaccinated, I done went to the doggone doctor's office. But I'm just telling you, that's what you choose to do. I don't know about some of these places. You know they not sanitary anyway. Okay, but I'm not going to get off on that. I'm just telling you, you better know why some, and they making money off of advertising. They getting paid to do commercials. They getting paid to push this, to push whatever. If they've always been in it for the money, you better know they still in it for the money. And they don't care what happened to you. Some of them. I didn't say all of them. I'm just telling you some of them, and you know who they are. Let's take a caller. Good morning. Welcome to the Nicole Small Show.
Good morning, Nicole.
Uh-oh.
Hey, look here. I just come in late because I was talking on Karen Weaver advertising for my candidate for at large, Nicole Small.
Thank you.
The gentleman called in and said he's no longer running a write-in for Mayor Joe. He just called in and said, give your votes to Anthony Adams. He don't want to split the votes up. I know somebody that don't live here is crying right now for that.
Well, thank you, Joe.
I told him thank you too. He called in. He said, I know, but give your vote to Anthony Adams. I don't want to work another way. I appreciate it enough and saying that. Okay, and then there was another young lady called in, and her name is Nicole. You done heard her. You might probably know.
I'm calling
in and said, why y'all keep voting for name recognitions on this local run? How come Coleman Young Jr. and Mary Waters won't go to Washington and run? And run that way instead of we got people already here that we can put in place to take care of us. And I appreciate her saying that.
Oh, that was nice.
So I had to call and tell you that, and I also told them how is Janice Winfrey running a race and then in charge of the race. It's like smiling in my face and stabbing me in the back at the same time. So
well, let me tell you something. Look, I keep telling y'all about that Janice. I don't know if y'all ever seen her in person, but she's a very petite woman. Janice Winfrey is. Look,
right.
Janice is gangster. All right. Janice ain't running no doggone election. Janice probably might be in Tahiti somewhere. Okay. Well, she might be back now because she do got to somehow show up for tomorrow. Look, she got that thing. In her opinion, it's locked and loaded. She is so unbothered, all right, by anything that we say. The thing that I think is so scary, Kenny, seriously, about this election, and I say this about myself, like really and truly, if elected to city council, you should always be challenged by the people, right? And I don't feel that you should ever get so comfortable, which is how it appears, right? She won't show up for a lot of candidate forums. You don't really see her in the community. What I think is dangerous is not just what she's doing. I think that it's dangerous, the safeguard and the safety net that we have created for some of these candidates. The fact that you don't have to go out and be engaged and touch your people is dangerous. And then you're allowed to run just because you've already been there. And I'm saying that for any candidate. Like, you should always be challenged. You should always show that you appreciate and you're humbled by being a servant to the people. And it's not just her, it's a lot of them. Like, they don't care. They just feel like, it's in the bag. And I'm gonna tell you, if it wasn't for this FBI thing, Janae wouldn't be shook either. Janae wouldn't be shook either. You know what I mean? Look at what Mike Duggan is doing. So it's a lot of that going around, but that type of safety net has been created by the people of Detroit. That's what I think is sad. But that was really good news. What the brother Joel said, he don't want to split the vote and telling people to vote for Anthony Adams. Kudos to him. That was good.
Yeah, kudos, and we thank you, and we're gonna fight. And I'm gonna be over here at my precinct where they voting over here.
Okay.
Passing out some of your information for you.
Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that.
So we keep stay strong, and I prayed hard. I say, God, you know that these people in office is not for us.
That's
and
right.
It's time for them to go.
That's right.
He know it's time for them to go, and he's telling us to get on our job and come out and vote, and I will remove these people for you. That's what I'm praying for that.
Well, it's in his hands. It's in his hands. You know what I do believe? I'm serious about this, and I've been saying this for a while. I believe that the results of tomorrow are going to be based on one or two things. either the Lord gonna say, you know what, Detroit, I gotta get somebody in there who's best for you, who I really know will be the change that you deserve, right? Because enough is enough. Or either he gonna say, we a bunch of ungrateful folks and we ain't learned our lesson yet. It's gonna be one of the two, right? It's gonna be one of the two that happen tomorrow. But all in all, you know what I mean? I feel so good about this election. It's nothing that they could do to take this away. People came out, but you know, we working to get a win, period. And then they not gonna let distract us from that. That's what the goal is to get a win.
That's right. That's right. So
thank you, Kenny.
I'm gonna continue to listen.
Okay.
And like I always say, thank you, you know, for all that you done.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye-bye. That's interesting. He called in and said he doesn't want to split the vote. That's interesting. I didn't do proposal E. So proposal E is basically decriminalization of the entheogenic drugs. And so the most prominent one that they're trying to decriminalize is actually mushrooms. And so what I don't understand is this point. How in the city of Detroit did we get to decriminalizing mushrooms, but we haven't decriminalized marijuana? And we have so many of our brothers and sisters who have been over sentenced for the possession or use of marijuana. Why do we keep getting distracted, people? I understand that it's a money business or whatever, and people will tell you, oh, well, if you use the dried mushrooms, which becomes a hallucinant, okay, if you use it in the smallest dosage, then it's not. Well, that's the same thing with any drug. If you use it in a real small dosage, then it's not going to have the same effect as if you use it in a larger quantity. I mean, like, tell me, like, that's with alcohol. I don't care if it's a prescription drug or non-prescription drug. Anything of where you use it in a larger form is going to have a different effect. So I don't understand that argument, in my opinion. So some folks feel like they want to use mushroom. I don't know, because I don't get into none of that. I don't use none of that. What I'm telling you is I want to understand the language says that they want to decriminalize this stuff. So how are we going to decriminalize this? And we ain't did nothing about marijuana yet. And that's what's tearing apart our families and stuff, right? Because we got people incarcerated for a long period of time for the possession and use of marijuana. I just be asking y'all to think outside the box. So here's another opportunity where we should have had a conversation with the community so we could tell you, no, we need you to complete this before you start talking about this. Now, that's just where I'm at. So basically, I'm no on all three, but if they pass, they pass. If they don't, like, I can't fight that fight. I'm just telling you my reasoning behind it, right? Why I don't see any of them doing us any good right now. I think we have some serious work to do, and no matter what tomorrow, oh, y'all don't even know, the work ain't over. We about to organize like never before, so they could. I ain't even gonna talk about it. Let's take another caller. Tell y'all about that afterwards. Good morning. Welcome to the Nicole Small Show. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. I'm at the campaign office already.
All right, now I'm gonna be there real soon.
We're open. Yeah, we're open. If you need a ride to the polls, call Nicole 451-2228. If you need to know who to vote for, call 451-2228. If you need to ask a question, call 451-2228. And so that's my commercial for the campaign office.
That's right. If you need literature so you could pass it out tomorrow, yes. Call 451-2228.
Yes, if you're gonna volunteer at the polls tomorrow, 2 hours or more, 451-2228. So I just want to also ask you a couple questions so that people understand what transparency will look like when you win. And so the problem is, some of the problems is that we don't find out about the money until it's allocated, right?
Yes.
We don't know that we've even been offered the money money till it's already allocated and it's too late, or it's so small of an amount left that it really won't make a difference. So I'm asking you, Nicole, you know how we get these grants from the government, how we get these allocations from the government. Will you put them on your website every month so people will know about them?
Not only on the website, we'll have a newsletter. It'll be digital, but it'll also be a hard copy that we're going to get out to as many people as we can, especially those that we know are challenged with technology. We want to make sure that we place this information in their hand, and hopefully we can do it early enough so then they too can join in the fight, Brenda. I mean, you and I and others have this conversation so often. We like, look, it's the same 20, 50 of us or whatever. But when they come on the opposition, when they come with something that truly is to the detriment of our community, the reason why they can have 100 people on a call or 100 people make a public comment in a blink of an eye is because they was already organizing behind the scenes, and our people who are supposed to be for us didn't give us the information early enough so we can challenge that number, right? So that's why transparency around this seat is so critical to us improving the quality of life for our people. Knowledge is power. For lack of knowledge, our people will perish, and that's what we see right now. So yes, absolutely. I will make sure not only is it on the website, but we're going to make sure that some hard copies in the newsletter are available to our people. But also, this is why we have to continue to organize, right? After tomorrow, it don't stop. We do this all the time. We want to stop all that licking your wounds and all of that stuff and crying about. Look, we don't have time for that. Okay? We have to keep it pushing. Because when something comes, we have to be able to have a rapid response, like we did with that $250 million bond when we shut it down and we ended up getting 6 council people to vote it down. We need more of that. But if we keep starting at ground zero, Brenda, we won't have it. So yes, those are my plans and my commitment. Let me not say my plans. That's my commitment to the people. If elected to city council, we're going to inform you as soon as we possibly can. That's why they don't want us up there either.
Can I ask you about contracts? Will those contracts be available on the website as well? And also, your votes for the entire city council persons votes on certain issues.
Yes, we have to give, this is the access to the resources and opportunities, right? That word opportunities is key. If you really think about a lot of the fights that we've been fighting here for the last couple of years, over a decade, excuse me, access to the opportunities is key. Contracts is one of them. I think I'm gonna just take a real quick minute, a quick second, Brenda, to explain to people what contracts really mean to sustainable communities. So what happens is we do, all of our Detroit-based businesses are not residents outside the city. We actually have Detroit-based contractors who actually live in this city as well, number one. But whether they do or they don't, it is important to have some people who have a connection to the community and are rooted in the community who are receiving these contracts, because they probably already have a greater number of workers on their team who are Detroiters. So what happens? That means now you have employees who actually live in the city, who could take that money home to their household, right? And they could do a couple of things. Make sure the home isn't in such a despair, you know what I mean? Then now you can afford to get a new step on your house. Now you can afford the home repair, right? Without having to wait so long, or for your grandma, your mama, or your wife, or whoever, or your husband, or your brother, or your uncle, or whoever to wait, because sisters do this work too. So, and then also You know, you don't have to be, instead of standing in a line for 4 hours to go get a bridge card, you could be working 4 hours, making $20-something an hour to bring that home, which also means that maybe now you can afford auto insurance so you don't have to ride dirty and then you get pulled over. And so now it's going to cost you all these exorbitant fees that's going to take away from your household. The next thing is 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be engaging in illegal behavior, right? You're not going to be robbing in the city or killing, and you don't have time for that because you're going to be too tired from working. I'm saying there is a lot that comes with making sure that these contracts are awarded to Detroiters in the city. It just is so important. It is. And we have to do a better job of that. So for me, I would like to have a sound list of Detroit-based contractors. And I also want to take it one step further. I would ask for an audit to see how many of them haven't received a contract like in maybe 5 years as well and are still applying and seeking. Let's tap into some of that. We do a horrible job of tapping into our untapped talent, and it's the job of the city council to make sure that that is done. That is a part of our checks and balances.
And I want to ask one more question because I know you got a lot of calls.
Mm-hmm.
So we do get contractors coming in here, and we're supposed to have no less than 51% of the workers employed being Detroit citizens. Will you have that on your website? Will you have that tally all the time with workers being hired that are Detroit residents? Also, I just want to say that we've got all kinds of businesses coming into Detroit right now, and we're always promised jobs. And we have less than 20% of Detroiters getting those jobs. But yet, Detroiters are getting asthma at an astronomical rate. There's a wall on the east side. Chrysler is saying they can't fix the pollution problem. I mean, we got companies that are in this city that are detrimental to Detroiters, and we don't even have the jobs we were promised. Will you keep a tally of that information as well?
So let's talk about the pay. What I'm willing to do is to make sure that, you know, we have what's called the federal government has the Davis-Bacon Act. And so that ensures that the people who are working these jobs are paid a certain rate. Nobody, I will never support any contractor, any vendor that did not pay their workers the money that the federal dollars that we receive for the Davis-Bacon Act. Instead, you're going to pay them a lower wage. So we got some people only making maybe $15 on some of these jobs when they supposed to get more than $23. You won't be supported by me. That's number one, right? That's how you have standards and accountability. You can't come in here and you think that you're going to underpay our workers and you keep the rest of the money and put in your pocket and I'm going to reward you for that type of behavior. I'm not doing it. And I would make sure that I expose that that's what's happening. So that's one thing about the pay. The next thing is, I talked about this before. We need to have a 30-day review. Once the contract is awarded, I need to know what efforts have been made by that contractor to attract and to engage and to hire Detroiters, right? We need to make sure we do that. And then the next piece is we need to keep following up every 30 days. And then as far as posting this information, yes, absolutely. As soon as we get it, we'll post it. But we have to do a better job too of having our own pool of talent so we can go and say, oh, you can't find anybody? Here they go, right here. No excuses is what I'm for. No excuses for these contractors. At least let's mitigate it to the best of our ability, and also make sure that procurement is doing its job and that they're also not just going to fall in line with what the mayor says and to sit up here and to hoard a lot of these contracts for their friends and family. We're not doing that anymore.
I have more questions, but we have people at the door.
Okay, yeah, and I got to get up there. So I'll see you soon because I'm about to wrap up. Thank you. All right. Well, there it is. I've told you about the proposals. Most importantly, I thank you for your support. And listen, we have people that will transport people to the polls. We haven't received any calls. This is another thing I was saying the other day. We do this every time. Do you know we usually only get calls for people to get a ride to the polls when it's like a presidential or a gubernatorial election? Look, shake some people up and let them know all politics is local. This election is important. We gotta push some folks. We're gonna have to drag some folks to the polls. It's important. We can't keep showing up and showing out for everybody else, and we don't do the same thing for ourselves. That's what I'm telling you. They look at that. They look at that. They want to be able to just they want to be able to only to be able to control these local elections and the outcome. But you don't see them trying that with everybody else, but they want to do it to you when it's most important. Let's take one more caller. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Nicole Small Show. Good morning.
I want to wish you the best.
Thank you.
And I want to say to Detroit and everybody listening, what you said about it only being about 20 or 30 callers that call in all the time and complain about the situation going on in Detroit. Detroit right now is under the gun because there's corruption. There's big city corruption going on in Detroit. And it's been hidden from the public by the administration and their crafty methods and tactics.
Yes.
So, regardless of what the outcome of the election is tomorrow, there's been a lesson learned by all the activists and advocates in Detroit. And that lesson is that it's got to be a bigger fight taken to the administration in order for Detroit to reverse what has already been done. And if we don't stop it now, it won't be in Detroit. Not, at least not one that we knew to existing anymore.
Yes.
It's going to be changed. It's going to be totally different. And the citizens of Detroit Detroit will no longer be the blackest city in Detroit. It's going to be something
That's
totally
right.
different.
That's right.
So today, everybody needs to utilize the technology that we have. Everybody needs to go on social media. Everybody needs to go on live. And we should even go off live and promoting the turnout of the black vote until this election cycle is over and the polls close tomorrow in Detroit City.
Well, thank you for that. And I just want to take it one step further because we know everyone is not on social media. I want to be clear. There are a lot of our seniors who haven't received their ballots. Can you please check on your people and make sure that they receive their ballots? Start off with the ones that you know vote, right? Make sure that they receive their ballot. If they haven't, we could get them to the poll. That's number one. Number two, just if you could take time out today, if you could text or call at least 5 to 10 people in your phone, make sure that they have, if they haven't, check whether or not they have or haven't voted. If they haven't voted, let us figure out how to get them to get out here and vote. We have to increase these numbers. We have to. Can y'all do that today? I know we do the posting. I appreciate the posting and the sharing, but pick up that phone, whether you text these people or you call them. You got to at least talk to at least 5 to 10 people today, please. But check on, I'm telling you, don't assume that your auntie, your grandmama, your granddaddy, your great uncle, don't assume that they received their ballot, because I'm trying to tell you something. Even your neighbors, you have some seniors on it, go ask them, did they receive their ballot and have they turned it in? They did us an injustice in the primary. You would not believe how many people did not receive their ballot. This is dangerous, and they're the most consistent voting demographic and population that we have. So let's take care of them. It is 9:22. Thank you so much for calling in, Ruben. I appreciate you, brother. I will see all of you here tomorrow. I will go live for a minute. from the polls. Everybody be safe. But make them phone calls today or make those text messages. And if anybody needs literature, like I said, if you could just get out there. I do have a few people come out there for an hour on their lunch break. But we're asking if you can at least dedicate 2 hours. We'll get you closest to your house just to get some, make sure that you engage with the voters. And the polls don't close until 8. So if you can help us when you get off of work, please come out and do so. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody be safe. Take care.